Hi guys, how you doing? This is just a second video which I'm going to go through the evidences that I have gathered so far regarding my MOT license suspension. So on the 4th of June, it's when I left working for an individual garage in the UK. I headed over to Luton Airport that afternoon after work. I took a flight over to Romania, and from there on the 5th of June I took a flight from Romania to Alicante and stayed in Benidorm. After staying a few nights in Benidorm, I then went over and stayed in the center of Alicante for a couple of nights as well, and then I flew back over to Romania. After I returned to Romania, I haven't come back to the UK until the 27th of July. On the 14th of July, I got a phone call from that individual garage that I was subcontracting for. It was a 31-second phone call, as it can be seen, and I just got asked, did you do an MOT on a BMW? I said no, and the owner stated to me, okay, no worries, I will contact DVSA and give you a call back. What he did is he removed me exactly after that phone call, and this can be seen in the notification inbox that I got a message on my MOT dashboard. By the time I tried to log in to see all the test logs or how many cars were done, I was unable to, because after you get removed from a station, you can't see any of your history anymore. So I tried to ring him back, no answer. I tried to message him, no answer at all. Even tried to call the landline and his personal mobile phone number, and there was no answer. I also don't understand why the site manager and the owner of the company has been keeping a number of testers on the rolls as a nominated tester, especially because the garage is a one single person test lane with one single pit. There is no ramp, and I do have a screenshot, and it looks like there was about 5 testers kept logging at that station. So I'm not sure how all of the 5 people could work at the same time. Evidence from my bank statements stating when I was working for the garage, and it shows all of my invoices that I issued out to the garage and the amount that I was getting paid and the date that I was getting paid. I have contacted Visas and Immigration at HMRC, British passport, which proves all of my entries to the UK when I came to the country and when I left the country. I have also contacted Apple, which shows all of my current timeline and where I was at certain dates and certain times. And I have also contacted Google, which shows all of my login activities. And especially because I was using Google Maps, it shows you a timeline of your recent visited destinations. Right, now going over to my return journey back to the UK. On the 27th of July, I flew over to the UK, went over to work at an auto centre. Everything was completely fine. On the 3rd of August, the branch manager asked me why are there MOTs that have been logged in before 8:30 opening time and sometimes before the closing time of 5:30 p.m. I thought he meant maybe, several minutes before 8:30. On the 5th of August, it's when DVSA came down, and it was brought to my attention that at the auto centre there were around 28 MOTs fraudulently done on my license, and between the 4th of June and the 14th of July there were around over 100 fraudulent MOTs done on my license. I did also bring to the attention to the DVSA officer, whilst I was working at the auto centre, I did see some very weird things that was happening with the computer that I was using. Firstly, you couldn't switch it off. The Wi-Fi connection kept dropping. Every time you used to log in to the MOT testing service website, a file would download where you would be able to see your username and password if you opened it in a notepad. You was unable to see the number of test logs that you have done. So where you've got number of tests completed, number of tests failed and passed, and then you've got the failure rate. Below it, you've got test logs, so you can see the number plate of each vehicle which you have done. Every time I tended to click on that, I was unable to see that, and I did bring this to the attention of the DVSA officer. So I was only going by the evidence that I had on the pieces of paper that I used to write down the number plate, the last 6 digits of the VIN number, and the mileage when I used to go in the car park and collect the vehicle's information. There was also a number of cases where I would do, for instance, 6 MOTs, physical MOTs, and it will appear on my performance dashboard that I've done 8, but it automatically subtracts itself back to 6 MOTs. So hopefully with all of this evidence that I have gathered, and there is more evidence to this as well, I will be able to prove that I am innocent and that I have not carried out any fraudulent tests.